business.
Oh, yes.
And too much business, of course, for somebody if you're buying them.
I think being a wise man, he regrets the statement. Because when Honorable Semuju uttered that foolish statement, he was working on the assumption that any people going to Somalia are attacking Muslims. That was in his head. Then he hadn't realized that it is Muslims who are killing other Muslims in Somalia on the basis of clans. One Allah, one Prophet, various clans, and suicide. The country was committing suicide.
And it was terrible.
Until the UPDF stepped there.
We've been there since 2007, and I think when we look back into history, for the last 10 years, we've had enormous contribution to that. And well, as we talk about the summit that is coming on, what is this that we have to tell the people of Uganda that is actually worth looking into and possibly celebrating also?
Actually, we were going there earlier. And the first contingent that was trained was going to be commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Wamala Katumba.
Earlier than 2007.
Then something happened there, and the operation didn't take off. Because, as we shall show subsequently, President Museveni is the first commander-in-chief on earth to take a risk and fly into Mogadishu at a time when it had been divided into the various armies. The most powerful of which was that of the late General Muhammad Farai did. But people here are likely to look at Somalia as some distant hamlet. But our association with the Somalis dates back to pre-colonial times. The first person to come here with a large contingent of Somalis was Captain Lugard in 1891, I think. He arrived here with a large group of Somali soldiers led by a fellow who was called Douala. And they never went back. 1892. They never went back. That's why we have a community in Kisenyi which is called Abasiri. And no one is interested.
And it's actually a very vanguard one. I've had an opportunity to meet and interact with them. They have the chairman. They have this very good structured organization actually there. But now this reminds me of another man who died just last year, I think, Hussein Shire, of the famous gateway buses. He's, well, when we're growing, I had an opportunity to interact with him, and I think I benefited slightly from him. Yes, in terms of some little school fees. I remember him contributing towards my school fees somehow. You know, as a sportsperson, as a sportsman, he contributed towards my school fees. But I was told he was in charge of actually bringing many of these Somalis to Roro, more so. Because it was that. But then, yes, we've seen Somalia. We've seen President Museveni actually go there, and we're still there. Somebody could ask, why are we still in Somalia until today? Are we in an exercise that is just in futility, or just
no.
facilities?
I think the UPDF Directorate of Information, the Department of Information, has been really trying to show
what is happening there.
What is happening in Somalia, although some people choose to ignore. So what we are now going to show is what Somalia was. Tomorrow, we shall be able to show what Somalia is. So the people who are viewing now should keep this clip which you are going to show in their memories, and then compare it with what they see on this TV and maybe other TVs. Secondly, armies don't withdraw like that
so easily.
Because if you withdraw because of chaos, what did you go to do in the first place? Because if you leave Somalia in trouble, then you wasted your time.
Energies and all the things.
Oh yes, and lives and all that. A stable Somalia is very beneficial to Africa and the whole world. Why don't you take us to...
Well, let's just go back to 1992.
Museveni actually did not request the permission of Uganda to go to Mogadishu on 10th October 92.
But did he have to do that?
Yes.
Did he have to go without permission?
He's our property. He doesn't have to go into danger just because he's brave.
But who would stop him if wanted? Who would stop him if we...
If Parliament had known, they would have passed a resolution saying don't.
Didn't they know?
They knew when he came back. Actually, they knew when he was there. And they
was a surprise.
They even sat and said, how did he go?
So meaning, had they known before you went,
They
there
would have
should have been
sat
another
and
debate.
passed a resolution and said, don't go.
Well, let's welcome the public now to 10th October 1992, when President Museveni, as the first general and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, initiated and went to Somalia in that war zone for the very first time, when nobody expected and nobody thought he would go there. Let's see what was there in 1992. Thank you.
On his arrival at Mogadishu International Airport, President Museveni was met by the Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General in Mogadishu, the chairman of the Somali National Alliance General IDID, now controlling 11 of the 18 regions of Somalia, including the air and the seaports, the Vice Chairman, Mr. Osman Afra, and the Secretary General, Mr. Abel Karim.
Well, thank you so much. Now, that's Somalia over 26 years ago, 1992, just the day after our 30th anniversary, independence anniversary, when President Museveni went into that war-ravaged area, as you've seen. Mzee Tonowana. I'm just looking at the guard of honor to start with. I even surprising. So a stray dog on the runway.
No, the dog was part of security, I think.
In Somalia?
In Mogadishu.
that dog?
If you want that story, you look for Major General Kavuma.
Major General Kavuma, yes.
Because he accompanied the president. He will maybe describe to you what they went through. They found about 4 different tax collectors.
Major General Kavuma is part of this contingent.
You will see him. They found about 4 different tax collectors at the national airport, each representing a rebel group.
Collecting taxes from one Mogadishu airport?
Yes.
In one country?
In one country. So when people joke, and we must thank our senior colleague James Magambo.
Serwadda.
He's the one who did that program.
Yes, I heard his voice.
Yeah, his ugly voice is there. So Somalia was not a joke. Your president was accompanied by Museveni, your grandfather, Museveni Baraki Kiria, the late, and Museveni Amamambabazi was also there. But the visit was very tricky. The PPU escorts were on standby. Anything could go wrong in Somalia. And then what?
But that was a very big risk that the president had to take. And
well, your president is.
Was your an invitation? Because according to the narration here of James Magambo, he was received by Farai.
Farai was the most powerful of
with
the
controlling
of the rebels.
18 regions of
yes. So he was some kind of president at that time,
a de facto of sorts.
But now the others were also looking for the same territory. So anything could go wrong. And you may not like the president very much, but you can't call him a coward.
No. Did he again go back? Because I remember thinking
yes,
2000. It was still during elections.
He went back
again. Is
So if you are saying he went on invitation of a person who was not in power, so there were no guarantees. Because if you are invited by a head of state, then you can maybe say
your security, your everything is guaranteed, and all the things.
PPU. In fact, we should find out who was in charge of PPU
at that time. Yeah, we need to find out.
Okay.
Well, let's
get back to
let's get back to the clip and continue seeing.
I apologize that we may have to cut it because of time, but the message will have gone across.
He was about to mount the guard of honor.
Will you cover Munyonyo?
Yes, we need to also tell the people that we will be in Munyonyo on a day after tomorrow, on Friday, of course, to carry on and look at the successes that our gallant sons and daughters have actually done in that area. And just like you promised, tomorrow we'll have to see the Somalia of now.
Thanks to the UPDF.
Now, let's just get a very closer look onto what Somalia was 26 years ago before again see the Somalia now. We'll do that tomorrow, and on Friday we'll be at the Speaker Resort in Munyonyo for that African AU mission in Somalia. Continue watching. Thank you.
From the airport, the president was driven in a United Nations car convoy to the headquarters of the Somali National Alliance, where he held talks with the General ID together with the other leaders of the Somali movements under